Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could strum through a song called Photograph by Def Leppard. And we're going to end up kind of capoing this on 6th fret, but the recording is slightly sharp. So if you wanted to kind of play along with the recording, you may have to actually go to the tuners and tune them up about 15 or 20 cents sharp. So you want to just turn just a little bit up to try and kind of match the recording. But we're going to start out with kind of that intro lick actually, where we got the ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da, and we're going to kind of work that off an A5 power chord. And when we play A5, first finger is going to go to the low E string on the 5th fret, third finger is going to go to the A string on the 7th fret. And we will be moving this later on, but if you strum just the E and the A strings together, that sounds an A5 power chord. And we're going to do 3 big hits on the A5 power chord. And then from that A5, then we're going to take the first finger and let him go down to 4th fret on the low E string. Third or fourth finger is going to stay on the 7th fret on the A string. And that's something we're going to call E3/G sharp. It's an E third. You've got an E and a G sharp note, but you're playing the G sharp on the low E string. So it's kind of an E/G sharp. So you're going to A, and then we go back to the A for 3 more hits, A, or 2 more hits, and then we go to a G 5 power chord. And the way you play G5, first finger goes to the low E string on the 3rd fret, third finger goes to the A string on the 5th fret, and if you strum those two, just the E and the A string, that sounds a G5 power chord. So that's kind of our intro lick actually, is kind of that A, E, 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 A, G, chords that lick kind of implies start on an A major chord. When you play A major, first finger goes to the D string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, and the third finger goes to the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord. It sounds really, really happy. So that A5 is really kind of implying that A major, and you could even make it thicker kind of by using that A major chord. Now the G sharp note and the E note together are kind of implying an E major chord. Play E major. First finger goes to the G string on the 1st fret, second finger on the A string on the 2nd fret, and the third finger on the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E major. So you may even kind of think of that first part of the lick, A, E, E, and then A, and then when we go to the G5, it would be a G major chord. And when we play G major, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and the third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. It sounds really, really happy. So you can really kind of thicken up that lick with kind of A, E, A, G, A, G. And when we hit our verses, actually, we're going to end up doing that 3 times. And then we do kind of a big hit on a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes on the high E string on the 2nd fret, and the third finger goes to the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord. It sounds really, really happy. So at the end, you've got kind of that A, E, A, G, and then D is kind of a big build, da 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 da, and that lick kind of comes back later on too. Now when the guitar part kind of comes in though, it almost sounds like you could stay on A major through the verse. And you might want to think about doing that with kind of 8 downs. And I'm taking the flat of my right hand and kind of laying it down on top of the saddle to kind of get a muted quality out of it. And it just sounds like a big A drone, and you can kind of hold on to that through that verse too. So that would be another way to do it, is just doing downs until you've got that kind of A, E, kind of hit at the end of the verse. Now something else you might want to think about doing, especially if you're singing it actually to kind of back up your voice, is using something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the A and just tried that a lot. You have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. So you could use that through your verse until you got your big hits at the very, very end, kind of working into that D chord. And then from there, we'd be going into our pre-chorus part. Now another option though for the verse though is if you want to get that A and E and the E and the A and the G into it, you could kind of take the strum pattern and half it. So you could do A with kind of a down, down, E on the up, down, up, A on the down, down, G on the up, down through your verse too if you wanted to kind of follow that line. So you have A with the down, down, E on the up, down, A on the down, down, G on the up, down, A on the down, down, E on the up, down, A on the think about kind of using the muting too. And then from there, then we'll be going into our pre-chorus part. On our pre-chorus, we start on an F major chord. When you play F major, first finger goes across the entire first fret, second finger on the G string second fret, third finger on the A string third fret, and the pinky on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major bar chord. That sounds really, really happy. Now if you're just starting out there, or you just want to avoid the bar chords, you could use a substitute for that called F major 7, when you play F major 7. First finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the G on the second fret, third finger on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum just the D string to the high string, kind of like the D major, that sounds an F major 7. And then from F major 7, we go to an E minor chord when we play E minor. First finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord. It sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we go to the G major chord at the very, very end. So you could kind of do that with that muting and have the F, E minor, G major, G major. And randomly the second time through on that G lick, there's this cool lick where you can play open G, open D, third on the A, open D, and then second fret on the D to kind of lead into that. So you have that G, O, 3, O, 2, F to kind of lead you back into that. So you can throw that in if you wanted to. Or you could work that with just kind of a down, down, up, down, up. And then you have F down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, And then from there, we would be going into our chorus part. And our chorus starts on E minor, but then we go to F, and then we go to the G, and then we go to an A minor chord. And then we play A minor. First finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D on the second fret, third finger on the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord. That sounds really, really sad. And then we almost started over again, going back to the E minor, F, but then we go to the A minor and then the G chord. But then we go back to kind of the beginning, E minor, F, G, A minor, E minor, F, and then we kind of have this break, and then you'll hear like this first fret on the high E string come in to kind of lead us back. Although you could play that sixth fret on the B string, which allows a little bit easier bends, I guess. So that's a possibility through that too. Now you could do that with kind of your downs, and you have to kind of listen for like where the changes are. It's almost like a 3+5 thing, where you have E minor, F, G 2 3 4, A minor. It's kind of anticipating E minor 1 2 3, F 1 2 3 4 5, G 1 2 3, A minor 1 2 3 4 5, E minor 1 2 3, F 1 2 3 4 5, A minor 1 2 3, G 1 2 3 4 5, E minor 1 2 3, F 1 2 3 4 5, G 1 2 3, A minor 1 2 3 4, E minor, F. And you might want to kind of work kind of a big build up on that F at the very end. Now if you're digging on the down, down, up, down, up though, you could kind of half these chords the same way we did or earlier actually, kind of with our down, down on the first chord, up, down, up on the second chord. So we'd have E minor the down, down, up on the up, down, G on the down, down, A minor on the up, down, E minor the down, down, F on the up, down, A minor down, down, G on the up, down, E minor down, down, F on the up, down, G on the down, down, A on the up, down, E minor the down, down, F on the up, down, F, down, down, up, kind of bringing that back in. Or there's this really cool lick through that part if you wanted to kind of work it as an arpeggio, and you could do this finger style, or I'm just going to do this hybrid picking where I use my pick for my bass and kind of use my fingers. And you could take the middle finger and go to the G string, ring finger on the B string, and kind of go at E string, G string, B string, kind of arpeggio. And if you get the second finger to kind of hold on to the B string first fret, or you want a different finger for that note, but you could kind of follow the open E as kind of your E note, first fret on the low E string for your F, third fret on the low E string for your G note, and then the open A to kind of imply the A minor and kind of work the kind of this little low E, G, B string note for that. Actually, first finger might be easier on the B string. But anyway, so you'd have E, G, F, G, A minor, E, F, A minor, G, E minor, F, G, A minor, E minor, Now, one weird thing though about playing with the recording though, instead of starting on A major chord, Def Leppard's actually starting on an E flat major chord. So what you want to do to play along with the recording is take your capo, and you put a capo on 6th fret. Then now your A major is really an E flat major. Your E major is really a B flat major. Your G major is really a D flat major. Your D major is really an A flat major. And when we get to it, the F major is really a B major. E minor is really an A sharp minor. And we'll see in the A minor is really a D sharp minor. But to take it from the very, very beginning, and you could even take that intro like that we were doing with the power chords, and then you just started on kind of 11th and 13th fret, thinking those same ideas, kind of. So you may want to play around with that to kind of intro the tune, and people go, "Oh my gosh, this is a photograph! I love this song." And, or you could even work it as kind of just the A and work the muting through your verses too. That would be another option, and kind of waiting for your hits, like where you go to the D chord, and then later on where we got that A, D, D, lick kind of coming back. Or you could do it with down, down, up, up, down, up. And you got A minor, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down. Just vamping on the A until you end up with kind of that D chain, and then going back to the A, and then kind of hanging out until you got that A, D, 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 like at the very end. Or you could half them, and then you'd have the A with down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, D down, down, up, down, A down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down, A on the down, down, D on the up, down up, down, and the down, down, the up, down, and the down, down, the up, down, and the down, down, the up, down, A. And then from there, then we'd be going into our pre-chorus part. So we could kind of do the pre-chorus actually with that muting idea too, the F, E minor, G, kind of digging on the muting and making it really heavy. Or you could do it with the down, down, up, down, up. You'd have F down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up. Or on that second G, you may want to kind of use that lick, that 0, 3, 2 to lead back to the F, E minor, down, up, down, G, and then from there, then we'd be going into our chorus part, and we could kind of do that with that 3 plus 5 muting, G, 1, 2, 3, A minor, E minor, F, A minor, G, E minor, F, G, A minor, E minor, F, F, and then we got kind of our lick coming in, so it'd really be a 12th fret on the B string to lead that back, or you can do that first fret on the high E. We're thinking first fret, it's really simple. Or you could work your down, down, up, down, up, and you'd have E minor, the down, down, up, down, G on the down, down, A minor, down, E minor, the down, down, up, down, E minor, the down, down, G on the down, E minor, the down, 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 G down, down, A minor, down, E minor, down, 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 F, down, up, lick. Or you could work your licks through that part and have G, A minor, E minor, F, A minor, G, kind of using those bass notes to kind of imply the chords, which can be a very, very cool thing to kind of break it up. And what you probably want to do is take all those different ways of doing it and kind of figure out how you want to cover the song. But then from there, we'd be going back into our verse. And one other thing you may want to think about adding to the song is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, you could do a bass note for the chords. So on the A, you'd have an A string for your bass, and then you could keep your down, up, down, up. So you have A with an A bass, down, up, down, A with an A bass, down, up, down. On the E chord, you'd have the low E string for your bass. Low E bass, down, up, down. On the G, you'd have the low E string for the bass. And on the D major, you'd have the D for the bass. On the bar F, you'd have the low E string for your bass. On the F major, you'd have the D for your bass. And on the E minor, when we get to it, you'd have the low E string for the bass. And then the A minor would have the A string for the bass. So we could kind of try the verse that way. And one way to do it is just kind of staying on the A, right? Kind of with the that bass down, up, down, A with an A bass down, up, down, D with an E bass down, up, down, A with an A bass down, up, down, A with an A bass down, up, down, A with an A bass down, up, down, up, A, E, D, kind of our hit at the end. Or you can do it as kind of a bass down and then hit the next chord on the up, down, up. So you have A with an A bass down, D on the up, down, A with an A bass down, G on the up, down, A with an A bass down, D on the up, down, A with an A bass down, G on the up, down, A with an A bass down, D on the down, A with an A bass down, G on the down, D with a D bass down, down, A with an A bass down, D on the down, A with an A bass down, G on the down, A with an A bass down, D on the down, A with an A bass down, G on the down, A with an A bass down, D on the down, A with an A bass down, G on the down, up, A, E, D. We have to cheat that to get that in on time. And then from there, we'd be going into our pre-chorus. We tried that bass idea through our pre-chorus. We'd have F with the bass down, up, down, E minor with low E bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down, F with the bass down, up, down, E minor with low E bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, up, down, and then if we tried our chorus with bass notes, then we'd have E minor with the bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, A minor, up, down, E minor with low E bass down, up, down, A minor with an A bass down, G on the up, down, E minor with low E bass down, up, down, G with low E bass down, A minor, up, down, E minor with low E bass down, up, down, A minor with an A bass down, G on the up, down, up, and then we kind of go back into kind of our intro lick. So we kind of have kind of the power chord idea coming back, and then from there, then we kind of go into our solo part. Actually, kind of what we do kind of almost our intro part with the A, the B, and then through the solo, it almost sounds like you'd have kind of the A, E, and then a D through that part. So you could work it with kind of the muting. It's kind of the 3 plus 5, and then an 8 on the D. 1, 2, 3, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you could do down, down, up, up, and have A with the down, down, E on the up, down, D with the down, down, up, down, A with the down, down, E on the up, down, D, down, down, up, down, up. Or you could add basses to that and have A with an A bass, down, E on the up, down, D with a D bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, E on the up, down, D with a D bass, down, down, and then from there, then we pick it back up on our pre-chorus. So we're kind of back to that F, E minor, G, F, E minor, G. You may want to kind of take some of those things and mix them up. And then from there, then we'd be going into our chorus part. So we could even go into kind of that lick that we were talking about for the chorus. Or you may want to kind of try you may want to try the muting or the bass down, up, down, up, even when we're at the E. I think I'm going to write it out on lick G, A, E, F, A, G, E, F, G, A, E minor, F. And then at the end of that chorus, then we kind of have a big stop time on an F. And then there's kind of a big build up on it where you may want to kind of try and do a lot of downs. And what it almost sounds like on that second F is you kind of take an F5 power chord where you do first finger on the low E string, first fret, it's really 7th fret. Third finger is going to go to the A string on what would have been 3rd fret, it's really 9th fret. And you could kind of do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on the F and then slide it over the G. And kind of get a lot of power out of that. So you have F with a down, F build up. It's kind of that F G push. And then from there, then we're going back into kind of our outro chorus. And we just kind of repeat just kind of that first part. F, A minor, G, E minor, F, G, A minor, E minor, F. But then we do the A minor, G at the end to kind of lead us back to kind of go into our fade part. F, A minor, G, E minor, F, G, A minor, E minor, F, A minor, G. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Photograph by Leppard. So good luck!